read this a while ago, and I noticed like in the mornings I was more creative and my dexterity was better and stuff. I would be able to write and practice better, whether it was drums or guitar. And it's just I always thought that was weird that like throughout the day, like it's not like I can't play at night. It's not like some sort of like weird vampire thing where it's like I only play in the mornings. But I just noticed things were like easier, or I was better in the morning, or more creative, or whatever. Um, so recently, after playing electric guitar, acoustic guitar, since I was 13. So what, like wow, like 20 some years now. Holy shit. Um, I picked up this classical guitar, and even with the acoustic and electric, like I knew how to do like finger play style, like guitar's out of tune, probably because I just hit the headstock. So I picked up this guitar on Marketplace. It is a Yamaha from the 70s, and it was like a student guitar or whatever. When it was brand new, probably like 80 to $100, which today they go for like maybe 200. But I got this thing for dirt cheap, and I restrung it, and it's the first classical. Not I've played classicals before, but I've never owned one, so I've only ever played them like acoustics. Um, and like I said before, I did know some finger picking stuff. Oh, that is out of tune, or I'm just hearing something. My G string's always out. I think that's because it's the first nylon. Yeah. So, anyways, it's just a little. It's just random, like finger picking stuff I learned. But then, like watching classical guitar players play, I see them doing more like intricated or syncopated stuff with their picking hand. So it's like patterns, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that alone is like really hard to do. Oh, what's up, Chris Parker football? How are you? Uh, so there was this thing I saw. Oh, hi, Moona. Hi, dog. There was this thing I saw. I think it was called like Astoria, and what it was is like what is Riptide? No, I'll actually check it out on YouTube. Maybe something I can learn. Let me see. So I was looking up like what are intermediate classical guitar songs, and I saw this one riff, and I was like, I think I can do that. So it's like. So something like that. I don't think it was perfect there, but yeah, I just think that's cool that I've played an instrument in a certain style for years, and I've known about this, and I just Never really tried it, but it sounds good as a regular guitar. Like oh. Oh, what do you like to play? Do you like acoustic more? Do you like electric, classical? Um, yeah, right now this is the only acoustic I have strung up. It's classical, whatever. My other acoustic I need strings for, and then all my electrics they're hanging on the walls and stuff. I play those, but just recently, forgetting I got this guitar for 15 bucks, and the guy actually gave me a set of strings with it. He just never restrung it. Oh, you play classical? Oh, see, yeah, that's like what I'm trying to get into now. All right, so like I said, like 25 years of playing, I would play metal and I would play a lot of covers. Like I would learn other stuff just to get certain things, a lot of pop stuff. I'm actually a drummer first, so like if you go on my main channel or whatever, you'll see some stuff that I've wrote. Any of the music you hear, I'm playing all the instruments, but drumming was my first. No, I picked up guitar first, but I got really good at drums really quick. And oh, you play classical only? Yeah. See, so all right. So maybe it's different for you. Maybe you pick up an acoustic guitar. Yeah, but you can play an acoustic finger style though. So I should have. I wish I would have learned classical guitar earlier or first. A lot of people say that you should learn piano. Like if you have a kid or you're trying to get it, like you should learn piano first because you'll know where the notes in order how they go. So you'll know E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. You'll learn all that on piano, and then you'll learn your scales, your majors, your minors. Oh, it's hard to do it fast. Well, system of a down. I can play all. I just had only. Oh, classical, yeah. Oh, well, dude, yeah, if you're young, that's perfect. Literally, I think you can pick up a classical guitar. You can learn all of your scales, all of your notes, all your positioning, like finding every E on the neck. Oh, yeah. So this one doesn't have fret markers up past. Well, it doesn't have fret markers on the neck at all, but it has your standard. Doesn't have 3, but it has the 5, 7, 9. Doesn't have 12, but. Do you take lessons? Do you watch YouTube videos, or do you take lessons like in person, or over the phone? I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to do it now. So one thing I gotta learn the classical. I mean, I know they make classicals with cutouts, but traditionally they don't have a cutout. So trying to get really high on the neck is kind of hard. But I could change this note to the lower version, which I think would be, yeah. Something like that. My guitar. So something from him. Oh, okay, cool. I found this on Facebook Marketplace for 15 bucks. I'd never restrung a classical guitar. Three strings on the bottom are nylon. Sometimes I guess they're all nylon. But you can find... Now, I don't recommend... Some guitars that are cheap don't play well. And I knew, like, when I was younger, and my first guitar, I got lucky. It was a Takamine. I got it from a pawn shop. And it actually played well, and it sounded good. So when I would play something and it sounded good, I got more excited and wanted to keep playing. I knew a lot of people whose first instrument was very cheap, and just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's not good, but they were made poorly, and it would go out of tune, or the action would be high, and they would get discouraged, and they would stop playing. Yeah, so 56 bucks, probably like a new pack of strings. Make sure the action's nice and, level, and you can have fun with it. It'll stay in tune, I probably a little older than you, so I grew up in the 80s. Well, I was born in the late 80s, grew up in the 90s, early 2000s. So when I think of a lot of the songs that I know, it's from that time period, because a lot of that stuff was popular then. I mean, obviously, you would learn classics. Back then, it was cool to know, like, a lot of Beatles stuff. Or, a little rusty, but... Oh, sweet. Let's see. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon's got some good stuff. A case, strings, tuner, picks, all for 56 bucks. Yeah, you can't beat that. It's very important to have a good tuner. I didn't have a tuner for like the first 6 months I was playing guitar, but I knew that the first note in Seven Nation Army was an E. I knew that. So I would have that on a cassette tape and the guitar. Yeah, serious. That's awesome deal. So I would know that Seven Nation Army. So that's like when I hear a song, I don't have perfect pitch. I can usually just jump along and figure it out. But I know when I hear an E. Are you humming? Huh. I know when I hear an E because I heard Seven Nation Army so many times, because that's how I tuned my guitar when I first got it. I would hear the first, this is a glass pick, by the way. I don't know why I picked it up. My friend made it. So if you hear Seven Nation Army, you hear that first note, it's an E. So if you can tune your first string, then you can just tune the rest of your guitar. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to think of some other songs. All right, so like Stairway to Heaven. That starts out, I believe it's the song's in A minor. Yeah, so if you have your A, that's your root. So when you hear Stairway to Heaven and you hit your A string and it sounds like it's in tune, that means, okay, my A's in tune, let me tune from that. But they always say tune from the E. I don't know, it's, I guess whatever you can get your ear to be trained to. Some people are tuned to G. Let me actually tune this guitar with a pick. I notice it's not as sharp when I'm like you can hear the sharpness when you strum with your thumb, use your fingernails, and then using an actual pick. So like for tuning purposes, I'll use a pick, and I'll use the harmonics. It was a Beatles song, so I'll figure it out. so I'm in tune. Okay, so just the simple way of tuning it. Well, if you have a tuner, it's always good to know how to tune by ear, but if you have a tuner, it's always going to be the most accurate. Uh, and the way I remembered strings when I was first getting started was somebody told me, eat at Denny's, get bad eggs. EADGBE. Eat at Denny's, get bad eggs. I skipped a string there. But yeah, so that's your standard tuning, EADGBE. If, like I said, I used to hear Seven Nation Army and I could pick out the E, and then I would just go. The next would be A, so it'd be 5th fret. It's 5 5 5 4 5. And that's how you get your basic tuning. So that was, I learned that little riff. It's called Dust in a Baggie, Billy Strings. Oh, cool, thank you. Look, I haven't really uploaded much to my personal page. I think a few months ago I did a Willie Nelson cover, On the Road Again. And I've messed around with like some other genres. I've done electronic music before. I got into for a little bit, but all the music I recorded all the tracks, all the instruments. Like I said, I was a drummer first. I can play bass and I can do some piano. But what's cool, like if you have a iPad or even an iPhone, really, as long as you have an auxiliary input somewhere, like a 9th generation iPad, I recorded all of my early stuff on my iPad. I got this little thing called the iRig, plugs into the headphone jack, and you can put a 1/4-inch cable in it, and you can literally record anything you want. Okay, yeah, all right. So I have an iPhone 16, and you can get, actually, here, look. You can get this thing, the iRig, but you can get it with a Type-C input instead of this. So you plug your guitar in one end, you plug your little thing into the charging port, and then you can plug your headphones into this as well. Then you can open up GarageBand, do a quick little tutorial on YouTube, and you can start recording multi-layer tracks, and that's it. Yeah, the iPhone 16 is pretty sweet, though. Yeah, absolutely. Anything we can do to further someone's cause of making some music. A little Weezer. What else we got? One thing I noticed about the classical is that the strings don't really bend as much. This metal ones do. That's the first three. But when you get to nylon strings, they don't really, like, they'll bend a little, but on electric guitar you can bend up 1.5, 2 steps. Nylon strings not so much. So instead of doing bends, trying to make it up to, like, I'll just slide up like a quick hammer on. So the way the solo goes for Santeria, it's that bend, which really it should be up to here, but, and what he does is he bends it and goes, but you could also just do a quick slide like so. Something like that. Chris Stapleton. There. What was the name of that song? I learned one. My brother wanted to hear it. It wasn't that hard. It was just your standard chords. Something about cocaine. I know he mentions that in the chorus. Something about like dying young. Wait a minute. I do know I can learn Tennessee Whiskey. I think that's only 2 chords. I think Childress, that was the song I was thinking about. Chris Stapleton, yeah, I think that one is. What is the next chord? So it's A. Oh, it's B. A and B. B minor. Is there another chord change? D. Yeah, I don't know what the other chord. I know it's A and B. I know that part of it. That's in the intro. It reminds me of that Lynyrd Skynyrd song. I think it's Tuesday's Gone. It's like. Something like that. So I understand that you're younger, and there's probably a ton of songs that are newer that I might not know. But even when I was younger, I was told to learn the stuff that came out in the 60s and the 70s, because a lot of that was like the pioneers of the basic 4-chord songs that we know today. So up until like the Beatles basically came around, I'm sure there was a few bands before, but a lot of songs just had the very simple chord structure, unless you get into classical's all over the place. But like there's this thing on YouTube, I guess they're comedians, but they do music, and it's called Axis of Awesome, and they have the 4-chord song, and they say all these songs over the years have all been written with the same 4 chords, and it's basically true. The order of it, I believe, is, which would be, so let's say you start in G. No. Yeah, we'll go G. So if you were to do G, the next one would be D, then E, E minor, and then C. And I think they do like probably 100 songs. And all they're doing is changing out the lyrics, but doing the same chord. What other songs were in that? I'm just trying to think of some of the songs they played, because I know some of them, and then I could tell you what the 4 chords are. But that's basically those chords. Let me think. I was looking up classical guitar stuff, and I saw an Esteban commercial. It was a Geico car insurance commercial, and there's like this garage band, and their guitar player's playing terribly, and then all of a sudden Esteban shows up, and he's like, and they're like, "Oh my God, Esteban, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I got great news for you." And I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna teach Jimmy how to play guitar?" He's like, "No, I just saved a bunch of money by switching to Geico." Oh, hello. And at the end of that commercial, he plays a riff, and I was like, I have to learn that. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of the song, so I just had to keep re-watching it, and it goes something like, it's like, Let me think. Damn. Something like that. Basically, your bass is just... But then you're playing these two notes here. Oh, man. It's tough. Yeah, dude, go eat breakfast. If you ever see me on, just jump on and say hi. I do like woodworking and make furniture. So sometimes my videos might be in the wood shop and sometimes they're at home. But it was good meeting you. I'm sure I'll talk to you again. See ya.